Oh, cool. I'm live. Okay, so I just wanted to come through and give y'all a little message since the um, the bus incident that happened back in December. I have had a concussion and my body has been really fucked up. Having little weird shit details, and I don't want to get into that right now. But as that's going on, and I was battling presence because I used to find presence by movement, by going, by going, by going. And these injuries have caused me to where it hurts to walk even. So I haven't been able to get in the hoop. I haven't been able to ride my bicycle. I haven't been able to do much of anything other than breathe. And now Midas is having issues too with his health. And I took him to the vet yesterday, and they said that he looks really, really bad as far as his teeth go, and like what could possibly happen. Um, I'm looking for kitty painkillers because he's in a lot of pain. And I did a bunch of breath work yesterday, or today, I mean. And I wanted to say, like, I've been like crippled in bed as far as anxiety goes, as far as depression goes. And I see my face scrunching up. And I'm just remaining present. I would love to be around people. I would love for support. I would love to connect with others, to get anything. And then that tells me that I need to connect with myself. Because Midas is in a lot of pain. And I want to get him out of the pain, but I know that pain is actually a good thing for us as humans because we're able to articulate it and use it to flip it to our desired state. And as I'm saying this, I'm very well aware that he is what he's doing too. So it's going to be okay regardless of how it feels, regardless of what it seems like. And I just wanted, I guess, do a breathwork session, I guess, since I did two today on my TikTok. And I also haven't been on here a long fucking minute. But I did hear about actually, I'm not gonna do a hardcore breathwork like I did earlier. But I just want to do a grounding one. Where you can just feel where everything is and be present with yourself. Be present with the multiverse, with time, with the flesh, with the communion, with the unity that is consciousness. Because I feel like what's going on with Midas is like, it's giving me crippling anxiety. Like, I literally couldn't get out of bed until I literally had to force myself to. And then I forced myself to put on a dress because I felt dog shit ugly. And it's like that we are in a 3D realm doing the opposite, as long as it's safe, usually helps to, what is it, jump timelines. So it's like, fuck it, I'll put on a dress. We're gonna force ourselves into happiness. And then I realized, like, once I did the dress, I was like, wait a minute, we need to get present, is the thing. Because, fuck what I feel as far as beauty goes, fuck all those standards. But the thing is, presence. Getting grounded within my body, getting grounded within myself, that I used to use fucking this aerial hoop for a lot. And thank you. Anywho, if we consider ourselves as a spiral, I know that we're kind of like trees in the sense that the more we ascend, as we ascend, we also have to have deeper roots to go down. So that's how we are in a 3D realm, is that there is a negative and there's a positive. And you can't gauge any longer or higher without the other one doing the exact same thing. our body, our our nervous system, it's built like a fucking tree, believe it or not. If you like laid it all out, that's the exact thing it looks like. The same thing with the placenta. It is a tree. It's a tree of life. And even I tried to speak with my family about this and deny it again. And not like in this sense either, but about my cat. And not that they're a lost cause, they're just not ready to be present yet. And I'm needing to be present with myself, is what this tells me. And I know that it'll cause like a waterfall, trickle down effect. If I remain in this presence, if I remain in this presence, and remain in my peace, and maintain my peace, nothing can affect me. Midas has been here all day with me. He okay. But yeah, Midas has been here with me all day. And I have friends who have animal painkillers, but then their animal had passed, and I just don't really feel right taking from a deceased animal. But I do want him out of pain. So what I did was to be embodied, to be present. And to be here with myself. And to open my eyes to see what this world is offering, because the present moment is in fact a gift. The breath is the best way to get there. And considering any sort of pain, you can also use the pain to create your dreams from this present moment with the breath. Such as I was able to use a tattoo, which is the opposite and the equal and opposite reactions. Like if you use pain and then you can use it to help, like have your body heal itself. So I guess I'll just tap. But maybe that's what it is. I just did like a lot of trauma therapies, for lack of a better phrase. And not that it's too much, it's just, it's really fucking intense, but because they're all subtle. That's the way I've been doing them too. And it's never until you're in the middle of it that you realize just how profound you have been treating yourself. But I'm here with Midas and I'm present. I don't know if there's like a time limit that I need to keep going with this in order to have this post or whatever. The thing with breath is, the breath is our source of power. If you utilize it in a powerful way, you get back the power once you pull in. And then the pause is where the magic happens, between breaths. And there's also gonna be a full moon in Sagittarius. Go fucking figure. As a Sagittarius sun. Maybe that's the reason why this is all kind of getting to me. And this is still also the quiet moment before June and July, before America's 250th birthday. before the planets are all aligned precisely how they were back when the Civil War hits. And returning to the breath reminds me where my focus is. And the focus is the most expensive thing that we have. Attention is the deepest price that we can afford. And if my focus is on healing, my focus is on a beautiful journey, my focus is on Midas, that is what will perpetuate. And I wanted to remind you guys, since I haven't been on here forever, the power is within you. The spine is the universe within us. Having mine shattered, I understand that, like, my universe has been shattered before, but it also got fused back together. Stillness. All movement is derived of stillness. All sound is derived of silence. So, like, sitting with yourself in silence and stillness is where all power originates from. Returning to source, returning to the self, embodying the self. Just sitting and listening, hearing whatever it is at that lotus right above your head. And it's oils that secrete whenever you pause the breath. After having activated and ignited all of the chakras into one on top of the other. I just want to remind people to slow down, take a deep breath, and listen. What are you being told? Are you remembering that everything is okay? Are you remembering your power? Where's your focus? Are you happy with your life? Are you enjoying yourself? Even if you feel lost, you still have the breath. Even if you're paralyzed, that's what I learned when I was paralyzed. It's the breath is all that I had. The breath and the Christ within me. And I have no control over the Christ within me, so I just had the breath. It was the only thing that I had. Christ had me, I had the breath. And I can utilize this breath to get to the Christ and the unity consciousness with everybody else, and knowing full well that we're all in the same struggle boat together, sometimes at different times, but we're all on the same ship, and that is planet Earth. And I get to choose what I want to do with it, where I'm going to put my energy, where I want to shift my focus to. And if energy flows where attention goes, and attention is the most precious gift that we can give anything, the most expensive price that we can pay anything, because whatever we put our attention on, it perpetuates, it amplifies, it multiplies. So I put my attention on health and healing, and knowing, as I'm saying this, knowing full fucking well that Midas is going to be okay, because Midas is my soulmate. Midas is healed, powerful, and well. Curled up like a little cinnamon bun. And knowing no matter what happens, everything is going to be okay, because whether it feels good, whether it feels bad, it's still okay, because it's happening. Through all this confusion, through my fucking not comatose, but my head injuries and my concussion since December, which is blowing my fucking marbles. And having my car stolen this year even. Everything then was okay. I was still safe. I am still safe. Midas is safe. He chose me. He was the first being that ever chose me. And he knew full fucking well what he was doing when he chose me. Good God, that was... I just realized a lot from that. He knew this was going to happen. Because cats are beyond loyal. They know exactly who you are whenever they meet you, and they still choose you. And I've also noticed yesterday after finding out from the vet, he can't get his surgeries done until August. And that was what was freaking me out. And I was battling presents for that. I literally couldn't get out of bed this morning. Actually, since yesterday. Whenever I got home from the vet, I just collapsed. He knows I'm talking about it. Cats don't show the police where your drugs are. Number one. But yeah, he knew full well what he was getting into whenever he chose me. And he still chose me. And I deeply admire him for that. And he reminds me to choose myself. That's why this is kind of hitting hard and hitting home today. I also lost my ability to have a dentist myself this month. And if we're all just fractals of each other and of ourselves, maybe that's what this is. Midas is my fractal, and I am God's fractal. But all I know is that I have friends, and I don't know if I should be driving right now because of them, or driving toward them, or if I should just sit here in the stillness and silence and just be with Mr. Midas. I almost let the one person I told about this too was a fucking idiot. They were high, and I was like, look, if you're high, I can't talk to you right now. Because they put me in rehab when I was a kid for doing their shit, actually. And I feel like they kind of destroy their body, but it's not my fucking place to judge. Because judgment usually derives from comparison, which is the root of all, I feel, lack. The root of everything that is against what this true grace of Christ, of what God is, what Allah is, of what the universe is, what abundance is. And if God's grace is sufficient, then this is a moment that I should just be relaxing and breathing and knowing I am taken care of and for. As is Midas. This is me surrendering him. I just heard today that there is going to be an even bigger upheaval. So we got to get ready to release what has been holding us back. And whether we're ready or not, it's going to be released. So we're going to be reminded of like what little power we have. And then what is within our power to do. Which is pretty fucking terrifying, if you ask me. But as I said in the breathwork today, that the reason why yogis always said the one rule of yoga is to not lose the breath. And what that means is whenever you start like not being able to breathe calmly and smoothly, you must back off because you're asking for an injury. And instead of being injured, you just have to like pull back a little bit and become more subtle and deepen the breath. And if the breath is our own true power source, we can and we can also have the ability to call the things that be not as though that they are. We can command ourselves, number one, for our healing. We can also command the things such as Midas. I command his health and well-being at all times. I command his softness to overtake me in my life. I command myself to release all that is not a part of me any longer. I command my mind to follow Philippians 4:8 and only focusing on that which is pure, true, and honor with intent. I command this realm to take care of Midas in the most gentle sense. To let Midas know how loved he is, to let me know how loved I am. I call the things that be not as though they are. I call myself fully, unfathomably wealthy. As I do have this breath and I'm able to tap into the stillness and softness that life is, but then also the unprofound strength that it has to knock me over. I command the knowing of what to do next to be just apparent, blatant, and right here, cut and dry. And I command my cells to follow suit with every time that knowing shifts. I command my intuition to be on point. And I command love to find me wherever the hell I'm at. I command myself to be able to know that love is always where I'm at. I command myself into the stillness, into the void, and to rest in that and with that. To know that I'm taken care of at all times, to know that you're taken care of at all times. No matter how bad it gets, how alone I feel. I've felt worse, I know this. I'm not asking for any worse, but I'm just saying. This breath, tapping into it, is the most powerful thing that we can do, either for ourselves and for the next person over. There is magic in the pause. And we want to actually tap into the breath and the stillness of it and the silence of it and just sit. Command the cells to activate and vibrate at the highest frequency possible. Command the body to be able to tolerate this frequency. And command the aura around me to attract only congruent frequencies of this nature. I'm only going to be seen today by peace, living, compassionate, and kind people. at this moment too. Why the fuck not? I command money to find me, running over, pressed down, shaken together, overflowing, and just offer itself to me because of my integrity, because of my frequency that I'm able to hold, multiply, amplify. And I accept all of it. I receive all of it. Turning nothing away because we're all inclusive in this world. Offering support for whatever is needed. Offering myself for whenever I'm needed. It's James 5:5 demands for understanding. It doesn't demand, it actually just says, in all you're getting, get understanding. To contemplate the ways of the world, to contemplate the ways of your creator, to contemplate the ways of yourself and that which is not yourself. To return to the stillness, to the source. To this lovingness that's around you, whether it's painful, whether it's good, whether it's bliss, whether it's anger, whether it's hurt. It's still God's way of showing how loved you truly are. Your presence is what matters, guys. Where is it requested of you? Where is that deafening strength coming from whenever you hear that? I forgot that I have to wear these guys to look at the camera or whatever the hell this thing, because it hurts to look at whenever I don't have them on. So everything is different, and that's okay. My point is, can you sit with the discomfort of knowing the difference is here? Or can you remain in your power and not let this difference affect you in a negative way? To actually utilize this difference that's hitting all of a sudden into something that you've always longed to create. Such as I've always longed to create a world where we all grow our own crops, we all grow our own food, a village, a community, a gathering of people based off of healing and love and gratitude. And giving. It makes me think, like, what am I giving myself to in this moment? Am I giving myself to the moment, or am I giving myself to, like, sickness? Am I giving myself to the worry that I'm facing? The reality of what things appear to be? Because that's all a fucking lie. What up? I think I'm going to, I guess, turn this off. I just wanted to say hello, guys, because it's been a minute since I've been on my aerial hoop, and I just wanted to also explain that the bus incident that caused me to have a concussion, like, I'm incredibly dizzy at all times, confused. Since December, I never knew that concussions can last this long, and so my mind's kind of blown with that. But then It doesn't stop there. You don't stop there. I don't stop there. God doesn't stop there. And that's good news. So what a blessing it is to even say that out loud. Once again, just keep breathing. Keep your focus on the healing. Much love enough. I will see you guys later. And I'll start coming on here more often, I guess, too, because I feel kind of guilty for having just dipped out of nowhere whenever I was actually making this stuff up on TikTok. Because y'all are my OG supporters. And my TikTok people are actually, they seem kinder to me too, so maybe that's the reason why I just left. Because I'm not a superficial person. I actually avoid superficiality with everything that I am. I just don't like it. It's annoying. But alright, I guess.